Hello, dear students. I hope you are having a good time. My name is Dr. Wasim Mushtaq, and I am your biology teacher. So today we are going to discuss about the chapter number first in class ninth class ninth book, which is introducing biology scopes and branches. So here in this chapter, we are going to define the term biology, the different scopes it has, the different branches it has, and how you can pursue a career of any one of these branches. Okay, so since we are going to discuss biology, we should know that biology itself is a branch of science. So it becomes very imperative, very logical to define the term science first. Well, science is, we can define science is an organized body of knowledge. Organized body of knowledge supported by experimentation and observation. Supported by experimentation and observation. So we can say that whatever science prevails in the present world right now, okay, it is so wholly and solely it has come from the experimentation and observation. Well, we have the observations first. For example, Newton, he observed that apple is falling towards the ground. It's not going upward. So this was an observation. Okay, so he observed that the apple is falling towards the ground. Then he experimented with different sorts of things. Okay, and ultimately he came to the conclusion that there is some gravitational pull, which is pulling all the things towards the core of the earth, right? So this this gravitational pull theory, how did it come into existence? It came into existence first from the observation. That is, Newton observed that the apple is falling towards the ground. So science is an organized body of knowledge based on observation and experimentation. Now there are three main branches of science: physics, chemistry, and biology. Since we are going to talk about biology only, so let's define biology first. Biology has been derived from two Greek words, bios and logos. Bios means life and logos means study. So the study of living organisms, all the living organisms, whether they are plants, animals, insects, human beings, birds, reptiles, whatever life forms you see, whatever life forms you see that are capable of living, that are capable of growth and showing signs of life. Anything that shows signs of life is studied under the subject of biology. Now, growth of biology, right? Well, the study of biology, it goes back to the prehistoric times. However, we know that the early men, they didn't have the specific knowledge of biology that we have right now, right? But we can still see paintings of different animals and plants in their caves. Okay, so we can say that the science of biology, it goes back to the prehistoric times. However, it were the Greeks who were rich in exploration of the biology. You might have heard Aristotle. He is known as the father of zoology or the father of biology overall. Actually, Aristotle, he was concerned with the study of animals, so we call him as the father of zoology. Next was the Theophrastus. He studied plants in detail. We call him as the father of botany. And next is the Hippocrates. He was concerned about the science of healing of wounds in sick. So we call him as the father of medicine. Now there are different branches of biology. Different branches of biology. Let's talk about them. Now first is the botany. Botany is the study of plants. Zoology is the study of animals. Human biology. Human biology describes, or in human biology, we study about the relationship between the human beings with the other living organisms. Okay, the study of human beings with the study of the relationship between the human beings and the other living organisms is called as the human biology. Now, next is the bacteriology. Bacteriology is the study of bacteria. Right? There are so many numerous kinds of bacteria. Okay, that may some are helpful, some are harmful. Okay, we study them under this bacteriology. Virology is the study of viruses. Like present day coronavirus is a living example of the study of virology, right? Because coronavirus itself, as the name suggests, is a virus. So the virologists are the ones who study the viruses, right? And mycology is myco, mycology means the study of fungi. Phycology, is the study of algae. Actually, why this given chapter has described so many branches of biology? Because if someone is interested in studying fungi, he can be a mycologist in the future. So all these branches, actually, these are the career options for a biologist. At class 9 you are studying biology, but when you go to higher classes after you pass your 12th, your graduation, you can pursue a career of in any one of these branches. You can be an anatomist, histologist, taxonomist, whatever your desire is. Anyway, phycology is the phy phycology is the study of algae. Entomology is the study of insects. Ichthyology Ichthyology is the study of fish, like how many kinds of fish you see, and there's still research going on to find. Actually, there are so many varieties of fish that are still unexplored. Okay, so this is the job of the ichthyologists, right? Herpetology is the study of reptiles, whether they're lizards, insects, etc. Ornithology is the study of birds. Ornithology is the study of birds. Now we can study biology also in terms of the approaches of study, that which kind of approach are we going to pursue in studying the biology. First is the anatomy. And anatomy, with this we will learn about the gross structure of the living organism, gross structure of the organs of the living organisms. Gross structure. Okay, how do we do this with the dissection, whether it is vertical dissection or whether it is lateral dissection, right? So in anatomy we study about the gross structure of organs of the living organisms, right, whether they are plants or animals. Morphology Morphology is a study of the life forms of different living organisms, whether plants and animals, in terms of their external as well as their internal characteristics. So we study the life forms of plants and animals under the morphology. In histology, we study about the minute details of living organisms at the histological level. Histological means at the tissue level, right? We have connective tissue, muscular tissue, uh, right? So we study this under the branch of histology. Cytology is the study of the structure of the cell, whether it's plant cell, animal cell, algae, bacteria, fungi, whatever it is. Okay, so we study this under the branch of cytology. Then there is the physiology. In physiology we learn about the metabolism of living organisms. Metabolism, I can explain, like we study respiration, we study breathing, we study digestion, we study excretion. So all these things together are considered as the metabolism, and we study this under the branch of the physiology. So physiology is the branch of biology that deals with the study of the metabolism of living organisms. Then there is embryology. In embryology we learn about that how embryos come into existence, whether in plants and animals. So the study of embryos in living organisms is called as the embryology. Next is the taxonomy. You see, there are so many numerous species and living organisms on the surface of Earth. So how do we classify them? For example, you go into the library, you see that there are sections and subsections are made there. They are named, they are organized alphabetically, like section A, section B. Like if I have to find a book of the encyclopedia, I will go to the section E, and there I will follow the EN. Okay, and at last my desired book, that is encyclopedia, I can find it. Similarly, how do we, if you are looking for a particular living organism, how you are going to find it? Okay, so that's why the taxonomy branch came into existence. In taxonomy is a branch of biology wherein we study about the grouping, naming, and classification of the living organisms. Like living organisms are classified into different kinds. For example, reptiles is one kind, okay, that crawl on the ground. Aves, birds that is fly in the air. Human beings are there. Mammals that live, that give birth to the young ones. Amphibians that live both on land and in water, right? So all these things are studied under the branch of the taxonomy. So taxonomy is a branch of biology that deals with the naming, grouping, and classification of the living organisms. Next is the ecology. In ecology is a branch of biology that deals with the study of the relationship between the man, that is human beings, and the surroundings, that is environment. Okay, and these surroundings, they can be biotic and abiotic factors as well. Biotic means living factors, like how the human beings behave, how is the relationship between human beings and other living organisms like birds, bacteria, fungi, etc. Right? And also how is the relationship between human beings and abiotic factors. Abiotic means non-living factors like sand, soil, water, air, right? So the relationship between the between the human beings and the biotic and abiotic factors of the environment is called as the ecology. Then there is the biogeography. In biogeography, we study about the uh, uh, we study about that how living organisms are diversified in their existence, like, so we study about their distribution on the surface of the earth, how different living organisms are distributed on the entire surface of the earth. So this comes under the branch of the biogeography. Next is the paleontology. In paleontology, we study about the prehistoric forms of life. Like we study the fossils, like Archaeopteryx was one of them. So the study of the fossil forms of life is called as the paleontology. There are also other branches which we should learn. That is, first is the evolution. Evolution is the study of descent of life, that how life came into existence and how it evolved later on. So this is known as the evolution. Genetics. In genetics, we study about the transmission of characters, whether resemblances or differences between the parents and their offsprings, right? So this comes under the study of genetics. Like we look like our parents, but we do not look like our parents 100%. There are some differences. So all these things are considered in the branch of genetics. Parasitology is the study of parasites. There are two kinds of parasites: ectoparasites and endoparasites. Ectoparasites are those parasites which are present on our body surface, that are ectoparasites. And next is the endoparasites. Endoparasites are those parasites which live within our system, which live within our body. Okay, so the study of parasites is called as the parasitology. Next is the pathology. In pathology, we study about the different kinds of diseases and their causes. Okay, the disease, for example, this coronavirus is caused by the virus named corona, right? So this is one of the example. In pathology, we study about the different forms of diseases and their causes. Okay, the different types of pathogens and their disease causing nature is known as the pathology. Next is the immunology. In immunology, we study about how we react to the different environmental factors. Like we study about our immunity, right? So the study of immunity is called as the immunology. Eugenics. Eugenics is the latest branch of biology, wherein we study about that how human race can be improved. How human race can be improved. It does not justify the marriage between a couple if their offspring is likely to inherit a disease from their parents. So eugenics is a branch of biology that is trying to improve the human race, and one of its applications is the DNA fingerprinting, if you have heard the name. Okay, other branches of biology is the most important one is the biochemistry. In biochemistry, we study about the different types of reactions, different types of metabolic reactions that occur inside the cell. So this is all about today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching me.